You know, I was talking a lot about design, but when we have the building, which is design, orientation, which is part of Feng Shui, and then we have the surrounding part, so the neighbor where you are, the way the street moves, you know, do you have support behind you, do you have support on the side, and this is the outside environment. Man, I can't even read my own writing. Okay. It's part also of the Feng Shui study. And you know, if you're on a hillside, it's not as desirable probably. I mean, it's desirable for the view, but for the design aspect, it's much more difficult to do a good Feng Shui house on a hillside than if you're on a flat land. Also, the time. We were talking earlier how the time affects the Feng Shui, meaning, you know, depending on the year that you built and the orientation, some of the direction are more favorable than others, and they change according with the time. It makes me laugh sometimes. I hear these people talking about Feng Shui and your house should always be oriented north-south, but that's not true. Sometimes some time of construction are better than others. So sometimes north-south is a good orientation, sometimes it's not. So, and the last thing that is part of it is us, people. And I'm working on animals too. But for right now, the old book only talk about people. We don't talk about animals so much, so we're still breaking ground with that. So, based on our date of birth, we also have an energy. We were built with an imprint of Qi in our body. And I'm going to show you in a second how to identify yours and how to relate that to the building where you live. Okay, so the chart that you have in the back says personal diagram chart. And if some of you weren't able to get the handout, you can also find it on my website. And the address is at the bottom here, fengshuiart.com. You can find a copy there as well. And so in this chart, you would see there are the dates on one side, and then it says male and female. Yes, depends on the gender too. So I'm sure you all know your gender, and just find your year of birth. You would see there is a little Chinese word there that you don't know yet what it is, but I'm telling you in a second. So once you have identified that, just for the sake of the example, I'm going to use 1967, and I'm going to use a female born in 67, and she is Li. So you turn that page around, and you look at the chart, the square one, and you find, within this chart, you find the Chinese wording that you find corresponding to your date of birth on the other side. In the case of the Li person, is the middle section on the top. And so inside this section, I can see that she's fire, the element. One of the 5 elements is the fire. And there are 3 lines there. There are continuous lines and broken lines. And those are yin and yang lines. The continuous one is yang, if we really want to pronounce it well, yang. And the broken line is yin. So you can see all of them are all different, which means that each of these energy has a different vibration. We are all different, imagine that. And so there is also, for this person, the Li person, there is also the south direction is associated with that. So the direction that you see on this map tell you the direction that your ideal house should be oriented. So for this person that is a fire person and her direction is south, this house should be a north-south house, will work for her because that would be the #1 choice. If you are, say, a Chan person at the bottom here, then this person would be a northwest direction, would work much better for him or her. Now what happens when you are living with somebody else, like most of us do?